Hello, welcome back to my podcast. I'm your host, Justina, and in my last episode we talked about walking away with dignity, and in today's episode we will talk about what happens after you walk away. Not the decision itself, but the quiet flows. Because walking away is not the end of the story, it's the beginning of a very tender chapter, one filled with space, emotions, and self discovery. So, wherever you are right now, take a slow breath in and gently let it go. Let's talk about what comes next. So, after you walk away, emotions often arrive in waves: relief, grief, doubt, freedom, loneliness. You might miss what hurts you. You might question your decisions. You might feel strong one moment and fragile the next. This doesn't mean you made the wrong choice, it means you're human. Healing is not linear, and neither is letting go. And I have to say that when I made a decision to walk away from a place that made me feel extremely anxious, stressed, and I just felt like I don't belong to, I felt extreme relief and happiness and freedom, but at the same time, I was kind of questioning myself if I'm making a right decision. Um, but it was something that I really carefully thought about, and at the end, I feel like it was a good decision. So, um, if you are thinking about walking away from somewhere that you don't feel like it's a place for you, just remember that it's not the end of the world and there's a better place waiting for you out there. Um, so just be patient and do what feels right for you. After walking away, life often becomes quieter. No more emotional chaos, no more constant explaining, no more tension, and yet silence can feel unsettling because in the quiet you meet yourself again. Your thoughts, your needs, your truth. This space is not emptiness, it's room for healing. It's common to feel pulled toward what's not familiar. You may remember the good moments and forget why you left. When this happens, gently remind yourself why you choose peace, how staying made you feel, what you were sacrificing. Missing something does not mean you belong there. Growth often feels lonely before it feels free. Walking away can leave you asking, who am I? You may have defined yourself through a role, a relationship, responsibility, survival. Now is the time to rediscover yourself. Ask, what do I enjoy? What matters to me the most? What kind of life do I want to build? You are not starting from nothing, you are starting from experience. Walking away requires courage, and afterward, learning to trust yourself is part of healing. Truth grows when you honor your boundaries, listen to your intuition, slow down, choose what feels aligned. Every time you choose yourself, trust is rebuilt. Your life will look different now, and that's okay. This chapter might be quieter, slower, more intentional. You're learning how to live without emotional chaos, choose peace, respond instead of react. This is new normal. feel unfamiliar, but it is healthier. After you walk away, you don't need to rush healing. You don't need to have all the answers, and you don't need to be over it quickly. This chapter is about integration, taking what you learned and building something gentler. You didn't walk away to become alone. You walked away to come home to yourself. And as always, I have journal questions for you. And remember, they're just for yourself, so answer them honestly. You don't have to share your answers with anyone. Just answer them whenever you can and be honest. So, the first question is, what emotions am I experiencing after walking away? What am I learning about myself in this chapter? And what kind of life do I want to create now? Remember, they're just for yourself. You don't need to share your answers with anyone. So answer them honestly and whenever you can. Just take your time with them. And as always, I also have some action steps for you. So spend intentional time alone without distraction. And the second one is to follow through on one promise you make to yourself. I also have an affirmation for you so you can write it down. I trust myself in this chapter. And as we come to the end of this episode, I want you to remember this. After you walk away, you are allowed to move slowly. You are allowed to feel deeply. And you are allowed to rebuild at your own pace. This chapter is not about proving anything, it's about becoming rooted in who you are. Thank you for sharing this space with me today. Thank you for choosing reflection, courage, and self respect. If this episode resonated with you, feel free to follow the podcast or share it with someone who may need it right now. And remember, you can always find me on my Instagram at positive.mindset.adventures. Until next time, take a deep breath, choose the quiet, and remember, after you walk away, you are walking toward yourself. Thank you once again. Thank you for listening to my podcast. See you and bye.